Hey, hello everybody. I am Mark Comfort. Gosh, I feel like I'm Mark Comfort, the webinar guy. It's been doing so many webinars, but it's the way we've done things. Hopefully, pretty quick. We won't have to be doing only webinars. Maybe we'll be doing a hybrid for a while of in-person meetings and webinars, Zoom, things like this. Hey, this is real exciting because it's starting to get hot. Summer's here, and Holland America Line is known for two things, really, and that's who's presenting this today. My friend and our business development manager, Scott Newcomb, will be the Holland America representative that will be sharing all of this. But Scott, I'll turn it over to you in just a second. But I got to tell you, this is so cool because Holland America is known for Alaska. And I don't know if you all have heard, but Alaska has literally just opened up yet this summer. Which is so exciting. Our Congress voted to waive the requirements of that Passenger Service Vessel Act. A lot of people know it or think it's the Jones Act, where you have to go to a foreign country and Canada won't let us in. So they just waived it for this season and said, hey, you can go to Alaska now without having to stop in Canada. So how exciting this is to us. And Scott will review all of this today with what Holland America can do and is doing. But we also wanted to take a little time and talk about Greece, because Greece was the first country really in Europe that has embraced and opened up and said, we want Americans to come to Greece. We want Americans to come see this incredible country and these unbelievable Greek islands. And I'm an ancient history guy, so the Parthenon, Acropolis there in Athens, I cried the first time I saw it. I love Greek history, Greek culture. The islands of Santorini and Mykonos, especially Santorini, arguably is one of the most beautiful and historic, by the way, places in the entire world. It's just so special and a must-see, must-do. So things are opening up right now all over the world. Now, after Greece, many countries of Europe have opened up. Holland America has been really good at saying, hey, we're going to take our customers to the parts of the world that are open and are safe, and they're going to keep you safe, and they've got all the safety protocols to do that. But I'm going to turn it over to Scott. Then I have a few words to say to you because, listen, if we talk about safety protocols today or all the things that are happening out there, the one thing Scott and I have seen for the last 2-3 months, holy cow, the policies that are in place now seem to be loosening up on a daily basis. So lots of things have changed. Lots of things are going to change. And that's why I would recommend to you, honest to goodness, do not trust planning your international vacation to yourself. Don't do it direct. Don't do it online with somebody that you can't talk to or get service from. Holy cow, there's just the risk of making a mistake is greater now than it's ever been. And you don't want to make a mistake with your badly deserved and needed vacation. So with that said, hey, Scott, I'm going to turn it over to you. Glad to have you on as our new business development manager, the representative that calls on us from Holland America here at Cruise Holidays in Kansas City. So, Scott, take it away.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for the introduction and having me on today. So give me just one moment here. We'll dive on in. So I will turn off my camera this time just so I'm not a little bit of a distraction as we proceed through the presentation. But today I would love to go through an overview of Holland America, followed by our return to sail details, going back to Alaska and Greece. We're so very, very excited to be back. And finally, I will go over our new promotion called Have It All as well. So with that, let's go ahead and dive on in. So what is there about Holland America Line that makes us different? Who are the people that should be traveling with us? Well, Holland America Line, we are crafted for explorers, for foodies, and for music lovers. On top of that, we have renowned service and a beautiful, timeless ship design. And I'm going to proceed into each and every one of these aspects so that you can understand Holland America just a little bit better. So first things first, I want to talk about our food scene. Our culinary aspects are just phenomenal. And for me, I would consider myself a foodie. It's very important to me in town and when I'm traveling to try to find the highest quality food, the highest quality restaurants. And when it comes to cruising, you can look no further than Holland America to find that. And you certainly don't need to take my word for it. First of all, if you talk to anybody who's been on a Holland America cruise, I'm sure they would tell you the same thing. We're also backed by our Culinary Council. So this is a group of 8 celebrity chefs that design all of our meals on the cruise line, headed by Rudy Soderman. So all of these people are celebrity chefs. You've probably seen them on a variety of different cooking TV shows, Iron Chef, Chopped, and they have many of them have James Beard Awards and Michelin star restaurants. So you can be confident that these people are going to deliver phenomenal dining to you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner on Holland America. Second to cuisine is very important to me is being a fan of music. So let's talk a little bit about the live entertainment that's available to you on Holland America. This is relatively new. It came about a handful of years ago, and we call it our music walk. And it's gotten such phenomenal reviews. So if you can imagine yourself being on the Las Vegas Strip, popping in from place to place, just trying to experience a variety of different styles of live music, that's exactly what you're going to find on board with us. To give you a little bit more specifics, we have the Lincoln Center stage, which is classical music. Many of these people have graduated from Juilliard. Rolling Stone Rock Room is a fantastic classic rock style of music that will take you through the decades. Billboard Onboard is one of my favorites. It is the dueling pianos, which I think is just so energetic and so fun for that entertainment at night. And what many people think is the best is the B.B. King's Blues Club. Now, these are not just cruise performers, especially for B.B. King's. These people will come on board for several weeks at a time directly from the clubs and then depart after a short few weeks stint on the cruise. So you can expect phenomenal entertainment from the very best in the industry in each one of these respective musical styles. Besides that, we also have our grand stage where we could have singers, dance shows. One thing that people absolutely love is BBC Earth in concert. So the entire amphitheater will be filled with screens showing you gorgeous films and pictures of nature, all to the sound of a live orchestra as well. It is very powerful. It's very moving. I think you're going to love it. So we've talked a little bit about onboard. We talked about the cuisine. We talked about the entertainment. Now I want to talk about the destination. And what's important for Holland America is to truly immerse yourself in that destination. For one thing, we are a smaller cruise ship. We're a mid-sized premium cruise ship, and that allows us to take you to smaller ports so that you can see a destination more fully than just the usual big big ports that the quote-unquote mega ships can get you into. Beyond that, we also want you to experience the most full journey at each port. And how do we do that? We provide the Exploration Central for you. Each one of the people in Exploration Central is a professional, a very knowledgeable person on the destination you're going to. So if you're looking for a certain type of excursion, they can make sure that you're going on the right one. If you'd like to see the hidden gems of the destination or the iconic sites, they're going to be able to direct you exactly where to go. I know myself, once I book something like a cruise, I make sure it's the cruise line I want and it's the destination I want. And I don't think about it much beyond that. We find that's the case with many of our travelers. So once you get on the actual cruise, you can talk to these people and learn exactly about what to do on shore at each one of the ports. Not only that, but we have phenomenal renowned service. Each one of our people on board, our staff, is a very caring, attentive person who's going to take special attention to your needs. I was just talking to a travel agent the other day who said she keeps returning time and time again to Holland America because of the service she receives. She said each time she departs from a Holland America cruise, she walks away with 2 or 3 wow moments where she just can't believe the exceptional service she receives from Holland America. And you can certainly expect that each and every time you cruise with us. And finally, just to highlight our mid-size ships. So there you see the classic, elegant, beautiful design, teakwood decks, the wraparound deck, absolutely gorgeous ships. And on top of that, again, a mid-size ship, so that's not going to be overwhelmed with crowds. You're going to get personalized attention from the staff, and we can get into the smaller ports as well to show you more of these countries. Finally, just want to show you all of our destinations. We do travel to all 7 continents and have a wide variety of itineraries for you to experience the world with us. All right, so now let's get into the meat of the presentation and start talking about return to service. I know the one most people are excited for is Alaska. It's been selling like crazy since we introduced it just a few weeks ago now. So our very first departure is going to be July 24th, and we're going to have 10 individual sailings featuring our Alaskan Explorer itinerary. From July through the 25th, you'll want to make sure that you can experience this. It will be a round trip departure from Seattle. To give you a better idea of that, here you see the itinerary of the Alaskan Explorer. So first things first, we're going to depart from Seattle, go through the Puget Sound, and have a day at sea. Then we'll go into Juneau, and after that, a very big highlight for many people is going to the Glacier Bay National Park. And after that stop, we will head to Sitka, Ketchikan, through the Inside Passage back to Seattle. You see our 10 dates listed at the bottom there, and many of these are already selling out, so you want to make sure that you can identify what works for you and start booking that. Then I'd love to, first of all, give you a little bit of our credentials here. Of course, I'm talking about how great we are in Alaska, but you don't have to take our word for it. Here's just some of the many awards that we have won. Now I'll dive into a few of the specific spots that we'll go through on the cruise. So Juneau, beautiful Juneau, this is the capital of Alaska. And it is only accessible by sea or by plane. What to do there, when you get there, you can take the Gold Belt Tramway, go up the mountainside and see those beautiful views. You can some unique culinary experiences that Alaska has to offer, or you can go to Mendenhall Glacier, which is very popular for our travelers as well. Here you see Mendenhall Glacier, and here people love to do kayaking and whale watching. Next, I'll talk a little bit about Glacier Bay National Park. And this is a really big deal for Holland America. We are an authorized concessionaire for Glacier Bay National Park. Not many cruise lines are allowed into Glacier Bay National Park, and it is known as one of the premier glacier viewing destinations in the entire world. Not only do we get to get you into Glacier Park more than anyone else, but we also provide a phenomenal service. We'll do a few 360 spins throughout it, get deeper into the national park. We have the wraparound decks on the ship so that you can view at any point on the ship whenever you would like. We also bring on National Park Rangers, Huna tribe members, to give you those personalized insights and information about the nation. There's a picture of how you can experience it in person yourself. Sitka, this is the fishing capital of Alaska. So a lot of people really want to dive into nature when they get into Sitka. So I would encourage you, if you are a fishing fan, you'll want to go fly fishing for salmon, do a little bit of hiking in the rainforest, and you can get up close and personal with the wildlife as well. See bald eagles and brown bears in the rehab centers. Finally, Ketchikan before heading back. This is the Native American hub of Alaska. They have a massive totem park there that you can take a guided tour through. This will be your last chance to do any of the thrill-seeking things, such as zip lining and sport fishing. We have a great lumberjack show available for you, and everyone will want to walk down Historic Creek Street and do their last-minute shopping before heading through the Inside Passage and back to Seattle. Now, a lot of people are wondering about, what's different now with COVID when we go back to Alaska. So I'll dive into that a little bit here now. We do have some stateroom restrictions. It is a limited capacity, and so at this time it is just ocean view cabins and above. Now, as Mark said, much of this is changing. over time. Just this is the way it started with Greece, but now inside cabins and the rest of them are available for booking as well. So please just stay in touch and stay in tune with your travel counselors. They'll keep you up to date on all these details. For Holland America, all guests must be fully vaccinated 14 days. That means receiving your last shot 14 days before you get on board. To make it better for you, because we know these are coming up very soon, we've reduced our final payment window from 90 days to 60 days, and we've included a worry-free promise for you, an included style of insurance, just to make sure that you feel comfortable coming back to sail with us. So what is our worry-free promise? And I will say that this is an included type of insurance that we just made better. I'm excited to tell you about it. If you book a cruise with us by July 30th, any cruise that departs for the rest of the year, this is automatically going to be included with your fare. It means you can cancel up to 30 days before the cruise departs, and for any reason whatsoever, if you just decide you don't want to go anymore, something comes up, and we'll give you a full future cruise credit that you can use to later book a cruise in the following year. Now, this is the new part. So we have our new COVID protection program, and this is highly unlikely to come into use at all, but we want to make people feel comfortable. So we stepped this included insurance up a notch for you. If anyone who was to test positive in the week or 2 weeks before they jump on the cruise, you can cancel, no problem, and we'll give you that full FCC. If anyone was to test positive on the cruise, we would give you an FCC for the remainder of the cruise, and we would also pay for any medical expenses associated with COVID, the hotels when we would drop that person off in the next port, and the flight transfer fees as well. So this is, again, that is highly unlikely. Everybody on board the ship will be vaccinated, but we want to add these additional pieces for you so that you can feel comfortable returning to service. So after Alaska, let's talk about Greece. The Greece Isles and returning to the Mediterranean. This actually came a little bit before Alaska, and so they're a little ahead of the curve. We're going to be returning to Greece in starting August 15th. We have 4 7-day sailings. These can be combined into collector's voyages, and these will all be leaving from Athens. So to give you a little bit of a breakdown of what that looks like, we have our idyllic Greek Isles, Ancient Wonders, and ADRIATIC ALLURE. Each one of these will be a 7-day cruise, and there will be 4 departures you see on the right-hand side. We then have our collector's voyage, and this is a great value for our guests. And we're finding this more and more that people want to not just take a short cruise, but really extend their vacation. They've been waiting a long time, and they're excited to get back. So a collector's voyage is when you combine 2 cruises together back to back. By combining several of these cruises together, you can turn it into a 14-day cruise, and you will get 10% off your overall the cost of those cruises. So it's a really, really great value, and then you're going to be able to extend your vacation as well. So now take a look at each one of these itineraries. Each one of them leaves from Athens. Piraeus is the port. Here we'll go on up to Kotor, Montenegro, beautiful medieval city. Onto Corfu, it's known as the Emerald Isle because of all the green olive trees and a fantastic culinary scene as well. From there, we'll go to Santorini and Mykonos, 2 of my favorite places in the world. They're absolutely stunning, and I can't wait for you to experience those until heading back to Athens. And there you have a little bit of a view of how beautiful Santorini is with those blue domed houses. Our next one up, we have the Ancient Wonders. From here, you can start into Athens and have a bit of a unique stop for you going into Haifa, which of course used to be known as Nazareth. So you can check Israel off your bucket list and head on over to Rhodes. So in Rhodes, that is where the Colossus of Rhodes once resided, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. We'll make another stop at Mykonos if this is your collector's voyage. And if you are combining these cruises together, the one place you'll absolutely want to see more of is Mykonos. It's absolutely stunning. Finally, you make a stop at return to Athens. Here's a little shot of Haifa for the Baha'i Gardens. Absolutely gorgeous if you'd like to check those out on your stop. Finally, we have ADRIATIC ALLURE. So departing from Athens, we'll hit Mykonos onto Crete, which is the largest of the Greek Isles, Olympia, where of course the Olympics were discovered. Then we'll go to Sarande, and this is a really kind of a fun emerging destination. This is in Albania, which few people have gone to at this point, but it's really an emerging destination, and it's a beautiful coastal resort town before heading into Venice. So in this one, you'll be able to go to Greece, Albania, and Italy. Here's what I was talking about as far as the collector's voyage. If you would like to just combine these back to back, you can turn these 7-day cruises into a combined 14-day cruise and save 10% off the overall fare. And then I just wanted to mention this as well. This is hot off the press. This is brand new, exciting news. It was just released last week, as a matter of fact. We are adding 5 new cruises to the Mediterranean. You see, each one of these has only one departure at this time, and some exciting new cruises available for you. I'll bring your attention to the upper middle one. You see Greece and Adriatic Antiquities. This one you'll be able to explore not only Greece, but Turkey, as well as Albania. And then on the bottom, you'll see this explores a little bit more of Italy. And finally, the Spanish Farewell gives you a great view of Spain and Portugal before going back to Fort Lauderdale. Now we'll go ahead on into our Have It All promotion. So this is really new and exciting for us. A lot of the feedback we've gotten from our guests is that they would like a more all-inclusive style of cruising. And that's exactly what Have It All is. We polled our guests, we asked for feedback, and we found out that the most requested amenities on our cruise are the shore excursion, drink package, specialty dining, and Wi-Fi. We're going to give you all of these as an all-inclusive package for less than 50% off. So the shore excursions, if you book a 6 to 9 day cruise, you're going to get a free excursion up to $100 off. The longer you book these cruises, the more free excursions you will get. It also has the drink package, and while it is not unlimited, it does include up to 15 drinks per day, so that should certainly get you started, I think. We also have our specialty dining. So with those 6 to 9 day cruises, you can get a fine dining included, and as the duration of the cruises carry on, you will get more of those as well, and Wi-Fi included. To give you a different view of this, I might break it down and help you out to understand it a little bit more. There you see 6 to 9 day gets 1 shore excursion and 1 specialty dining. 10 to 20 days gets 2 shore excursions and 2 specialty dining, and on and on. So phenomenal value. The last thing I'll say about it is if you were to buy each one of these amenities on your own, it would be about $100 per person per day. With this Have It All promotion, you'll be able to get all of these together for about $40 per person per day. So really a phenomenal value that I encourage you to book for these upcoming cruises. Lastly, we'll go into a few more COVID protocol type of things. So here's our Navigator app. We've recently really totally revamped this app and made it extremely user-friendly. If you've used it in the past, I encourage you to jump on and check it out now. You can actually use this as a boarding pass, just like you can with the airlines. You can use it as a boarding pass to get on the ship. Beyond that, you can book your shore excursions, look up menus, and make dining reservations, and chat with friends on board as well. So that's going to be really important moving forward. We do have just a couple of forms acknowledging the risk of COVID that you will need to fill out on this app 24 hours before you depart. So really important you jump on there, fill out that little bit of paperwork, and explore the app a little bit. Last few things I wanted to go over is just our enhanced COVID protocols. So we will have enhanced health screenings. First of all, everyone will be vaccinated on the cruise, so you should definitely feel comfortable about that. Beyond that, we will be doing temperature checks, including, really emphasizing physical distancing whenever we can, and adding sanitation stations throughout the ships. We're also going to use a higher heavy-duty chemical to clean our surfaces that has been proven to kill COVID-19, and then manage the flow of groups in our shows and our dining so that if needed, we can stagger those shows to keep it to smaller groups and space out our dining areas. We also have medical care on board, professionally trained doctors and nurses that know how to take care of COVID. Upgraded ventilation systems so that you're always going to be having fresh air throughout the cruise, and safe shoreside experiences. So with that, I hope I was able to give you a bit of an insight into what it's like to cruise with Holland America, what we're all about, and the return to service details for Alaska, Greece, and Mediterranean. And if you would like to cruise with us, I would certainly encourage you to book now so that you can take advantage of that Have It All promotion. Would love to take any questions, and I will turn it back over to you, Mark.
Well, I thank you, Scott. That's so exciting. You know, gosh, we've waited so long to have all the cruise lines, the ocean cruise lines, be allowed to go back to taking customers like you on world-class vacations that create memories that last a lifetime. And I will tell you this, and I mean this so sincerely, and I know Scott calls on lots and lots and lots of different travel agencies all over the Midwest. But the one thing I can most certainly tell you right now, and I know Scott would agree with this, is, well, this is not a time to do it yourself. I really mean this. There's too many things going on, too many policies, too many changing policies. By the way, not only the policies of Holland America Line, but the policies of the countries, the policies of our government requirements. There's just so much policies of the airlines. Holy cow. I've never seen it like this in 32 years, and they change so quickly. So please, 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 let the buyer beware, okay? There's never been a better time to use somebody like us that knows this industry, that specializes in the cruise industry, that understands the policies from all the vendors, all the suppliers like we do. And we've been one of Holland America's top customers for many, 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 many years. And we know this. And by the way, I think one of the things I can say to you, maybe one of the things we offer best for you is our firsthand experience. For example, almost all of our staff, not all of them, but almost all of our staff have been to Alaska. And they know these different ports of calls, and they know the ships, and they know the tours, and they know the pre-packages maybe in Seattle that you might want to take advantage of, and we can help you with all of that. It is very, very important to me. For example, one of the things I just love about Holland America Line is the tours that they offer up in Alaska. And let's talk about Alaska first, and then I'll move to Greece, because both of these are spectacular destinations. But Alaska is something people want during the hot summertime, especially people that don't want to maybe have the longer air flight to go to Europe. So Alaska, I'm so excited about these 10 new sailings starting up midsummer, going on into September. I think is just spectacular, all round trip Seattle. But Holland America's been cruising in Alaska for over 70 years. So they know Alaska, and they do Alaska better than anybody. And you might have heard Scott say about Glacier Bay National Park. It's a national park. You have to have a permit to be able, as a cruise line, to be able to take people into Glacier Bay National Park. And not every cruise line gets those permits. Matter of fact, they're getting harder and harder to come by. And Holland America has more of those permits than any other cruise line. So that's real important. I love, 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 love Glacier Bay National Park. That to me is a must see. Now the tours that are offered, I do think this is so important, because Alaska, there's just so many options. Do you want to do dog mushing in Juneau? Do you want to do the zip line? Do you want to do flight plane? Do you want to go whale watching? All these things. There are so many things to do. Which is the best? Which is the must see? And we can help you with that, obviously, when you book tour cruise holidays in Kansas City. I love that Holland America has put that Have It All promotion together. People really, really like that. The consumer likes that. By the way, all of this, you heard Scott say this before, but it's so true. There is limited availability on the ships. And I think there's such a program going on right now with that, their risk-free program. They call it the worry-free program. So my counsel to you is, if you think you want to vacation to Alaska, I really want to encourage you to consider doing it this summer, this fall, because next year, 2022, in the industry, Scott and I talk all the time about next year, 2022 to Alaska, and 2023. There's going to be what's called a race for space. The ships are not allowed to be totally full, and there have been so many people that have had their Alaska vacations postponed for the last 2 summers that 22 is going to be so full, so crowded, and you can probably guess that these cruise lines are going to want to make back the profits that they lost. So as these ships fill up, the prices go up, right? As demand goes up and the supply goes down, the prices go up. That's just basic economics, and that's what's going to happen. It's already happening next year. Take advantage of it this year. This just was announced a few weeks ago that Alaska has opened up, and there are some great values. Airfare, round trip to Seattle, especially from Kansas City or anywhere in the Midwest, or honestly anywhere in the country. There's lots of availability. There's lots of reasonable air schedules and airfares round trip to Seattle. And I love Seattle. Let us help you, please. Plan a pre-package or a post-package to Seattle before or after your trip. I think that's really important. Now, you also heard Scott say, and I'm fine with this, that right now with this limited capacity, it's only ocean view rooms or verandas into the suites, of course, many suites and suites, but not the inside staterooms. And honestly, Alaska is one of those places that I'm just fine with that, because think about this in summer. You're going to have 18 to 20 hours of daylight and dusk time, and it doesn't get dark, till mid to late September, by 10 or 11 o'clock at night. So my point, very simply, there's some of the most beautiful scenery you'll ever see in Alaska. And whether it's in your stateroom or on your balcony, you don't want an inside stateroom when it comes to Alaska, is my opinion. I know some guys' price point is the driving factor, but for most people, that's one destination we say without question, get an ocean view or specifically a veranda cabin. Well, guess what? Every other travel agent worth their weight is recommending the same thing. And in this world we live in right now, the suites go first, and then the veranda or balcony cabins go next, and then the ocean view cabins. So all of that is important. If you're wanting to take kids or grandkids, there are a lot of cabins that have third or fourth. Now remember, with the vaccination policy, depending on how your children are, that's going to be important for you to know as to whether or not your kids are old enough to go, whether they're vaccinated or not, right? At this point. Now that could change. We've already seen that change with another cruise line out there that told everybody a few weeks ago they had to be vaccinated. Now they say, nope, we've loosened up a little bit, and you don't have to be vaccinated. So a lot of gosh, so many policies, and most of these cruise lines are different. So be careful what you read on the websites. Be careful what you read in the chat boxes. Not all of it is correct. And the same way with what kind of COVID test that you need. When we go over to Greece now, and I love Greece. Gosh, like I told you before, love Greece. Well, you saw all those multiple options of itineraries that Holland America has already announced. Some of them are so spectacular. Going into Montenegro, oh my gosh, Montenegro is one of the prettiest places I've ever cruised into. This gigantic fortress right in front of where you dock there in Kotar, Montenegro, just spectacular. Corfu, onto Rhodes and Crete, like Scott said. All of those places that he mentioned today, I got personally excited. I'm a country counter. I've been to 103 countries. Well, I didn't realize that, what was the name of it in Albania? Just a second, I made a bunch of notes. Sarande, thank you. I love that, and a lot of people are into that, going to new and different places that they haven't been before. So, and by the way, right now, again in 2021, the airfare is going to be better than it will be in 22. You know, with all the demand for cruising because of all these canceled cruises in the last 2 years, a lot of people, tourism, everybody in our industry views 2022 to be the biggest vacation year in the history of the world, history of vacationing. So I'm one to say take advantage of the deals right now. And a lot of times you're going to have fewer people on these ships with you this year than you will next year, because things will open up as the cruise lines will prove to the CDCs or the WHOs or the countries that they can keep people safe, and they will keep people safe. These cruise lines have already proved it in other countries where they've been cruising to non-Americans. So the health safety protocols are really, truly better than they've ever been. But Scott, I wanted to tell you, as I went through those all those itineraries you had leaving out of Athens, I love the fact that you can allow people to do those collector voyages, which are the back-to-back or sometimes back-to-back-to-back cruises that, again, we are seeing an awful lot of people want to do. They're spending their kids' inheritance, and it's smart if you think about it. If there's one airfare and you can do 2 or 3 different cruises, you know, for 7 days each, it's just on a per diem cost, it makes your airfare that much lower. So I love that. I think that's great. And you're given a 10% discount if they do book those back-to-back. So, Scott, I mean, honestly, Holland America has every kind of promotion there is out there right now to entice customers back, don't you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's a great time to book, and we're just so excited to return to service, get back out there, and get our folks traveling again. It's an exciting time.
It truly is. Scott, you heard me say earlier about the importance of booking through a knowledgeable, experienced, and a vacation specialist, not just any old travel agency, because there's travel agencies that specialize in corporate travel. But there's never been a more important time to decide who to use to plan your vacation as right now. Do you agree with that?
Truly, yeah. I would say in all of history, it's the most important time to use a travel consultant, a travel counselor, as we say here at Cruise Holidays. And so there are so many things changing each and every day with the government laws, the cruise guidelines. Every single thing is just changing daily. So you really got to use a cruise counselor in order to stay up to date with all these changing details.
Well, and actually, right at a third of our business from the start of this year, I just literally looked at it, these numbers before we got on this webinar. Close to a third of our business is new clients who've never done business with us. And I can guarantee you, they're the clients that are saying, I'm not going to make a mistake. I'm not going to risk this. I'm not going to. Many of them are people that booked direct last year or booked with Expedia or Costco or who knows whom, and did not get the service that they had hoped for. We have kept our employees. We are financially sound. We have kept our business model of exceptional customer service with firsthand experience. And I think that's absolutely invaluable to our clients, as is that firsthand experience of being in places like Alaska, being in places like Greece and the Mediterranean over there, where Scott showed you those new itineraries. And Scott, as the months go on, actually as the weeks go on, there's going to be more and more and more announcements of new deployment, isn't there?
Yeah, you got it. Absolutely. So stay in touch, stay in tune. Your travel counselor is your very best friend, and the best in the biz are here at Cruise Holidays. So keep an eye out. We got some exciting things to come.
Yeah, very definitely. Lots of things going on, lots of changes, lots of everything. The risk-free programs, we'll review those with you. We'll review the kind of insurance that we recommend for you. And again, let's take Alaska for just a second. Another reason why people should book with a knowledgeable vacation specialist like us that understands the ocean cruise industry, understands the destination, understands the policies, understands all this from firsthand experience. The number one question asked of us about Alaska is, when's the best time to go? And people are wondering what the weather's like and when the wildlife, the whales or the bears are going to be there. we've got all the answers to those questions. The next biggest question people ask us is what do I wear? And I understand that people get real concerned about what do I wear, especially going to a destination like Alaska, but it's the same thing with Greece too. So we can help you and walk you through all of those questions that you have. And then lastly is what are the best tours, like I talked about earlier? What are the must-see tours, the must-do tours? And we can help you with that based on what your wants, needs, and desires are. And then the other thing, everybody has a budget, so let us help find if your time is a little flexible, we can check. Our counselors here are very, very good about checking to see if there's a better value, one cruise than another. And we can also help you with the accommodation. So, gosh, Scott, I want to say thank you for hosting this today. And I know it's been a long, long time that Holland America has not been taking people on cruises because you haven't been able to. Now you're able to here come in the summer. And we want to get people booked to take advantage of the great values and the great promotions that there are yet this year. Because if you're wanting to go in 2022 or 2020, it's my strongest advice to be making your plans, sooner than later, because if you wait, you are going to be paying more. You've seen and heard about all the risk-free programs they have, the lower deposit amounts, the final payment 60 days instead of 90 days. There's all these reasons to take the risk out of it for you that the cruise lines that Holland America has done for you. So we want to earn your business. We're building our business back again. I like to say in our 32 years, going on 33 years in business, the first year we opened up, 1988 through 1989 was a really, really tough time for us just building our business. Then the last 15 months were obviously a really, really tough time. But we have had record-breaking months. April was the best month, the best April we've ever had in our 32 years. May was almost the best May that we've ever had in our 32 years, and we're seeing the same trends right now in June, and I know that's going to continue on and on and on. So I hope you're watching today. I really encourage you, give us a call. You see the number right there on your screen, 816-505-1500. We are seeing people by appointment. Appointments are always the best thing to do. If you have, our salespeople are called counselors. If you have a counselor, just ask for your counselor. They'll make an appointment with you. And if you don't call, we still have a receptionist. Mimi and I do not want you to ever have to call our company and have to push 1 for this, 2 for this, 3 for this, 4 for this. That's not good customer service. So we still employ a receptionist to answer the phone and to help get your questions answered and get you to the right person just as soon as you can. The other tool available to you, obviously, is to go to our website, Cruise Holidays, plural, cruiseholidays.kc.com, cruiseholidays.kc.com. And then, by the way, another thing I'd urge you to do, go to our Facebook page and like us, Cruise Holidays of Kansas City. You'll see all the pictures that we've been taking in vacation destinations, all over the world, primarily in the Caribbean the last few years, or the last few months, Still about this time last year, all-inclusives opened up, and I have been on 5 different all-inclusive resorts in the Caribbean safely. It's been fabulous for me to see firsthand how these companies and airlines and airports and transfer companies have done their safety protocols. It's been wonderful. There has never been a safer time to travel. Listen, I got so frustrated. We had a river cruise over in Europe canceled in June. So here in, it's 8 days from today, 7 days from today. We are a week from today. Mimi and I are taking our entire family to the Galapagos Islands, and including the grandkids, by the way. We are going to do what I always preach on my radio show, Vacation Views, every Saturday morning, 10 to 11 on 710 KCMO. I've done that radio show for 23 years, and I've preached on that for 23 years to spend your kids' inheritance with your kids. And I'm going to do that too. I do it all the time, but I'm going to do that again. But I'm also going to take the grandkids this time. Oh my gosh, the excitement of life, the excitement of seeing all those animals, seeing that destination, that unique destination is so great. That's the one thing we can help you with no matter where in the world you want to go. Like Scott said with Holland America Line, they go all over the world. They travel all over the world. And when the world is open to see an American tourist, they will be traveling there. Okay? And I know we will see the policies loosen up as the weeks and months go on. So if you've not been vaccinated, your time is coming. It's just coming whenever they allow that. I'm just thrilled the ocean cruise lines are back, like Holland America Line, cruising again. And there's no destinations in the world like Alaska and like the Greek islands. And Holland America does it better than anyone. And by the way, one last thing I wanted to say, and I mean this so sincerely because we've sold so many all-inclusives to our cruise clients because there just hasn't been any option. The one comment I always hear is the food is better on Holland America and the entertainment is better on the cruise ships. And I cannot argue with that because it is. It is. You know, maybe not the service. In some cases, I personally think the service is phenomenal on Holland America. Scott said it early on, for foodies, man, you're going to love Holland America. But I don't think he emphasized enough, I will, is the entertainment is so spectacular on Holland America Line. So no matter what it is, where you want to go, you deserve a vacation, and we want to help you plan the best, most worry-free, stress-free vacation that will create memories for you and your loved ones for a lifetime. Okay, Scott, any last words of wisdom?
Thanks so much for having me, Mark. You said it absolutely right. We're excited to be back, and now is the best time to get back to travel. The great rates are there, the promotions are there, and you got to use a travel counselor so that they can keep you in the know. And the very best are at Cruise Holidays. So space is going quick. Call Cruise Holidays and get your cruise booked now. And again, thank you so much for having me today.
Glad to have you, Scott. Holland America is a fabulous line. Fabulous line. We've partnered with you all for all 32 of our years. And you all do it right. You give your consumers value for their dollar and their time for their vacation. So anyway, thank you, everybody. Talk to you soon. Give us a call. We're here to help. All the best. Bye-bye.